Mauritania has one of the highest divorce rates in the world, which might surprise many given the country's deep religious roots. Here, divorce is often seen as a fresh start and celebrated, but it's not without its drawbacks. But does the freedom divorce brings outweigh the challenges it poses? Let's find out. Mauritania isn't just a country on the map. It's an invitation to discover the interplay between nature and humanity, to explore the secrets hidden beneath endless sands, and to witness a culture that continues to evolve while staying deeply connected to its storied past. One of the most captivating natural wonders is the Rikhat structure, known as the Eye of the Sahara, a colossal, circular formation whose concentric rings, sculpted over millions of years, have sparked both scientific curiosity and local myth. Despite an arid climate marked by scorching days and cool, sometimes stark nights, the few areas blessed with water, particularly along the Senegal River, reveal a softer, more fertile side of the country. Mauritania's story is as layered as its desert sands. Historically, it was a vital crossroads on the trans-Saharan trade routes. Caravan traders once journeyed across these dunes, carrying salt, gold, and stories that wove together Arab, Berber, and sub-Saharan African traditions. Today, the population reflects this rich mix. Bidhan, White Moor's Arab-Berber descendants with a long legacy of nomadic life. Haratan, Black Moor's descendants of past social hierarchies whose voices and experiences add depth to the country's narrative. Sub-Saharan communities, groups such as the Wolof, Sonic, and Pooler, each with their own vibrant cultural expressions. Nouakchott, Mauritania's bustling capital, sprang from a humble fishing village into a modern city on the edge of the desert. Its streets echo with the calls of market vendors and the rhythms of daily life, where ancient customs meet modern challenges. Despite strides toward progress, Mauritania wrestles with issues like economic volatility, poverty, and the lingering shadows of slavery, problems as persistent and shifting as the desert winds. In Mauritania, the desert is more than a backdrop. It's a living, breathing presence. The sweeping sands inspire the haunting melodies of the griots, the oral historians whose poetic tales capture the soul of a people. These stories, passed down through generations, speak of courage, loss, and the relentless human spirit that endures despite adversity. Whether you're marveling at the rugged beauty of its landscapes or delving into its rich cultural heritage, Mauritania offers an intriguing mix of mystery and resilience. Its history of ancient trade, its dramatic natural wonders, and its vibrant, if complex, social fabric make it a fascinating subject for explorers and dreamers alike. In Mauritania, divorce isn't whispered about in shame. It's sung, danced, and celebrated with style. The so-called divorce market isn't a place of transactions, but a social stage where women, freshly untethered from marriage, step back into the spotlight, reclaiming their independence and often becoming even more desirable for remarriage. This reflects the country's unique Moorish culture, where women have long enjoyed a level of autonomy rarely seen in other Arab societies. Here, nearly 1 in 3 marriages ends, but instead of sorrow, divorce is often met with festivity. Women throw lavish parties, inviting friends and family to revel in their newfound freedom. There's music, dancing, and feasting, not as a farewell to love, but as an open invitation to new beginnings. In a culture where a divorced woman is seen as experienced, confident, and even more attractive, these celebrations aren't just about moving on. They're about stepping forward, often straight into a better chapter. In this almost 100% Muslim country, divorce is frequent. Many people have been through 5 to 10 marriages, and some as many as 20. For many women, divorce is not a defeat, but rather an unexpected doorway to a freedom they never imagined within the confines of their first marriage. While first marriages are steeped in tradition, often arranged by parents who choose grooms and marry off their daughters at a tender age, with over a third of girls wed by 18, the cultural landscape also embraces the modernity of change. In a society where divorce is widely accepted, women wield considerable power over their futures. Under Mauritanian law, women have the right to initiate divorce in specific circumstances. Although the technical process is often carried out by men, it is frequently done at the insistence of the women themselves. After a divorce, women generally secure priority custody of their children, a legal nod to the nurturing role they play, even as the financial responsibility for child maintenance, nominally assigned to the father, often falls unevenly on their shoulders due to lax enforcement. Even if divorce was never part of a woman's original plan, the societal support system makes it remarkably easier to move on. The process is so seamlessly integrated into the culture that turning the page feels almost natural. As one woman put it, "They make it so simple, it's easier to turn the page." This support is vividly displayed in the communal celebrations that follow a divorce, where parties become a symbolic embrace of a fresh start, a testament to the resilience and reinvention that Mauritanian women continue to embody. In Mauritania, the surprisingly high divorce rate has given rise to what sociologists call a matrimonial career. Here, a woman's journey through multiple marriages is not a mark of failure, but rather a badge of honor. Experienced women are often regarded as more desirable than young, untested brides, their previous unions seen as proof of resilience, wisdom, and the capacity to navigate life's complexities. In this unique cultural context, women are empowered to leave unsatisfactory marriages, flipping the traditional script that once cast them as passive participants in marital life. This empowerment is further reinforced by Mauritania's interpretation of Islamic law. Under the provision known as khul, a wife can initiate divorce by compensating her husband, typically by returning the bride price. This legal pathway grants her a remarkable degree of agency, allowing her to chart a new course when her needs are not met. In many Muslim-majority countries, such autonomy is a rarity, but in Mauritania, it is woven into the very fabric of marital and social life, offering women both the freedom and the power to redefine their futures. In Mauritania, divorce is not the end of a story, but rather the opening of a bold new chapter. Rather than diminishing a woman's worth, the end of a marriage is seen as an opportunity to gain wisdom and strength, a rite of passage that enhances her allure and social standing. In this unique cultural setting, deeply rooted in Moorish traditions that have long celebrated female autonomy, a woman's previous marital experiences become a mark of resilience and insight, making her a more attractive prospect for a future union. Yet, this liberating celebration of divorce carries its own set of challenges. The high rate of marital dissolution naturally raises concerns about the stability of families and the well-being of children caught in the shifting tides of change. For many women, especially those who have not achieved financial independence, the economic repercussions of ending a marriage can be significant. In Mauritania, when women are given full custody of their children after a divorce, they often face significant financial challenges. While the law generally favors women in custody decisions, ensuring that they remain the primary caregivers, the financial burden typically falls heavily on them. Despite the legal obligation for men to support their children, enforcement is often lax, which leaves many women struggling on their own to provide for their families. This financial strain creates additional stress, rubbing against the emotional needs of children who might already be coping with the upheaval of their parents' separation. For children in these families, the negative impacts are profound. Not only are their living conditions disrupted, often including changes in housing or a reduced standard of living, but the emotional toll of seeing a parent struggle financially can also weigh heavily. While the societal acceptance of divorce might soften the stigma, the challenges that come with financial instability can affect children's emotional and psychological well-being. Still, the extent to which this affects children varies depending on family circumstances, but the financial issues tied to custody often complicate the healing process. Despite these issues, the phenomenon known as the divorce market in Mauritania remains a striking example of how cultural practices can reshape social norms. To many Mauritanian women, the end of a marriage is not a somber finale, but a jubilant celebration of newfound freedom, a signal that a more promising and fulfilling future awaits.